Hi everybody, Roshni here. In this video, I want to introduce nootropics, and specifically the small but growing family of functional mushrooms that have nootropic or brain health boosting properties. Please enjoy a brief meditation on mushroom nootropics while checking out some pics of Mount Ijen, a volcano in East Java, Indonesia. Here we go. Nootropics are substances that claim to boost cognitive function or brain performance. Sometimes they're called smart drugs or memory enhancers, cognitive enhancers. And nootropics can be synthetic, so prescription medications, or they can be non-synthetic, natural ingredients like herbs or functional mushrooms that are put into supplements. The mushroom that has received the most attention in the last couple years, especially among celebrity and business circles for its nootropic qualities, is lion's mane. Known as the focus mushroom, lion's mane is being put into everything from coffee to pre-workout formulas to help with brain-related aspects of mental function: memory, mood, attention, creativity, and motivation. But let's take a deeper look past the hype to better understand what this mushroom is, and also to chat about two other functional mushrooms with nootropic qualities, Cordyceps and tremella. Tremella is also covered in more depth in the video that I've linked to above. But now back to lion's mane, the most well-known among the nootropic mushrooms. Lion's mane contains two compounds of particular note that relate to its nootropic abilities: hericenomes, which help the brain produce something called nerve growth factor, which helps us regenerate the neurons of the brain and pushes our brains to repair damaged or lost nerve cells faster and more thoroughly. Nerve growth factor has a profound impact on our ability to perform functions like higher thought, memory, and more. And lion's mane happens to be one of the only natural foods that helps us produce this nerve growth factor. That's one of the reasons why it's considered one of the safest and best smart drugs for building neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form and recognize synaptic connections. So it helps us learn new things. As if that weren't enough, lion's mane also contains a triterpenoid called erinacine, one of the few substances that can really reach the brain to help and nourish it. See, our brains live in these pockets that are kind of like a force field, which keeps our brain safe, but also undernourished. It's called the blood-brain barrier. And unfortunately, a lot of the materials that can penetrate that blood-brain barrier are things like alcohol, nicotine, substances that are not particularly good for us. But erinacines from lion's mane are able to get through, and they can be helpful in potentially preventing or treating brain and nerve diseases. They help rebuild the myelin sheath around nerve endings in the brain, contributing to mental clarity and focus. There's one huge caveat here, which is that much more research needs to be done to understand how lion's mane and the beneficial compounds it contains contribute to brain health and can potentially help with brain nerve disease prevention and care. Moving on, another functional mushroom with nootropic qualities is Cordyceps. Cordyceps has been known as the energy mushroom. Its superpower is boosting athletic performance, libido, high altitude activity performance, but it also may improve our ability to use oxygen in the brain to drive cognitive processes. The reason for that is that oxygen utilization is a major contributor to brain function. If we're not using oxygen in the brain efficiently, we feel dull, we feel tired, and cordyceps has been shown to have a stimulating effect on our breath rate and cardiovascular system, creating a cascading response to affect our blood flow to major organ groups, including the brain. Next, we've got tremella, the jelly fungus or ice fungus. It goes by a number of different names. And tremella, even though it's a lesser known functional mushroom, it's something of a hidden gem when it comes to mushroom nootropics. You can learn more about tremella here, but the long and short of it is that studies have shown that tremella helps protect against cognitive decline as well as increases overall learning and memory ability. Tremella also alleviates free radical activity and reduces inflammation in the brain. One clinical study suggested that tremella mushroom possesses brain protective properties. Tremella also promotes nerve growth factor, just like lion's mane, indicating that it too can produce and repair nerve tissues. One study involving 75 subjects reported better memory after taking 600 milligrams to 1,200 milligrams of tremella for 8 weeks compared to the control. One aspect of medicinal mushrooms that really makes them stand out is that mushroom fruiting bodies don't just contain one beneficial compound, they contain many, sometimes hundreds of compounds that work together to produce a combined effect on the body. Lion's mane, cordyceps, tremella are some of the most touted nootropics, but there are a lot. There are a number of mushrooms like reishi, chaga, maitake, others that have often been referred to as nootropics and that may contain cognition boosting benefits because of the variety of beneficial compounds that they contain. So in the end, a lot more research is needed to fully understand the nootropic qualities of functional mushrooms. Even though medicinal fungi have been around for more than hundreds and hundreds of years, used for hundreds of years in herbal traditions around the world, they're really new to the West, and the level of research, clinical trials, studies on their impact on human health are still lacking. As demand continues to grow for functional mushrooms and their wellness benefits are realized and experienced by more people around the world, this dynamic will hopefully change and more research funding and focus will be channeled towards understanding these focus mushrooms. And that's a quick primer on functional mushroom nootropics. As a consumer, it's really easy to get lost in the world of what to look for and how to get started with herbal and functional mushroom supplements. I've linked below to my free consumer guide with pointers on what to be aware of. If you're purchasing functional mushrooms or herbs, feel free to check that out, as well as my courses, my other videos that go into deeper aspects of bioavailability, plant medicine, and functional mushrooms. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time at Expeditionary Mindset. Cheers.